Well, well, well. Letitia James, or as Victor Davis Hanson calls her, Latita. Tish James. Tish the dish. Tish James. That's right, my friend. It seems like the Trump administration is now targeting New York AG and the thorn in the side of all of us who care about justice. Letitia James is targeted in explosive mortgage fraud scandal. That's right, ladies and germs. In a seismic political maneuver, the Trump administration has referred New York Attorney General Letitia James for prosecution, referring her for prosecution, accusing her of mortgage fraud in a move that reeks of retribution and threatens to upend New York's legal landscape. That's right, everybody. The allegation, spearheaded by Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA Director William Pulte, they claimed that James falsified records to secure a $218,000 mortgage plus for a Virginia home in August of 2023, just weeks before she prosecuted former President Donald Trump in a high-profile civil fraud case. Did you know this? That's right. You see, the referral was sent to the Department of Justice. That would be Pam Bondi's division. And it has ignited a firestorm, with critics decrying it as a politically motivated vendetta and supporters cheering it on as a long overdue reckoning for a figure who has relentlessly politically targeted Trump. They didn't give a damn what she was doing, but now, a different story. I say get her. The accusations against Tish are as damning as they are specific. Pulte alleges, listen to this, that Tish misrepresented a Virginia property as her primary residence, claiming her father as her husband. Sounds like, what's that sound like? AOC, right? She was with a brother, and this is father. It's weird. Father, brother, sister, husband. Anyway, she basically is naming her old man as her old man, and it's her husband, which is impossible. We'll let that go. Anyway, she did this in order to file as a couple, and is alleged she lied about the size of a rental unit to meet lending requirements. You see, these actions, according to the FHFA, allowed Tish to secure favorable loan terms, echoing the kind of financial manipulation she accused Donald Trump of in her $454 million civil fraud judgment against him. You see, the irony is not lost on observers. You see, James, who campaigned on a platform of holding powerful figures accountable, now faces scrutiny for allegedly gaming the system herself. That's right. You see, the timing of the referral raises eyebrows. James's prosecution, Tish's prosecution of Donald Trump, which culminated in a massive penalty for basically nothing for allegedly inflating his net worth to secure better loan and insurance terms, which is ridiculous because the bank is the ones who reviews this. In any event, it made her a lightning rod for conservative ire. Lightning rod. And now her office's aggressive pursuit of President Trump's business empire, coupled with her vocal and obstreperous and voluminous, her loud criticism of his policies, all positioned her and all made her out to be as a prime target for the incoming administration. Now, the referral, which was announced on April the 15th, comes as Trump consolidates power and moves to, along with his Justice Department, already making significant waves by targeting perceived foes and dismissing cases against allies. That's what they're saying. Like in the case of Mayor Eric Adams. Now all of a sudden they're worried about, hey, that's not fair. We live in a city where we had catch and release, where we had no cash bond, where nobody was even... All of a sudden, oh, this is going to stop. Preferential justice treatment didn't matter if it was a Democrat. You know how it works. Now, legal experts are allegedly divided on the referral's merits. Jonathan Turley, the great constitutional scholar, argues that the allegations, if substantiated, could constitute serious misconduct. Quote, this is a quote from him, "No one is above the law, and that includes those who enforce it." Well, there you go. He also noted that, and paid attention to it, noting that James's alleged actions mirror the kind of fraud she prosecuted. He points out that falsifying mortgage documents to secure better terms is not a trivial matter. And this is potentially violative of federal and state laws. And if that happens, it could affect her ability to practice law on her ticket. However, Jonathan Turley cautions that the political context cannot be ignored, and he warns, I think correctly, that the referral risks being seen as selective prosecution, given, well, some people see to be Trump's history of clashing with James. You know what I say? So what? Everything about Trump has been selective prosecution. Nobody cared about that. Why is everybody so worried about all of a sudden, oh, we got to be above board, we got to look fair? Nobody cared anything about him. Nothing. Never, ever. On the other side, James's defenders dismiss the allegations as a transparent attempt to discredit, of course, here we go, a black woman, a proud black woman. DEI? No. A proud black woman who dared to challenge Trump. They argue that the FHFA, under Pulte's leadership, lacks the authority to initiate criminal referrals, and that the accusations rely on flimsy evidence. Okay, we'll see. They say this is a witch hunt, plain and simple. And this was, of course, a spokesperson for Tish's office. But what is she going to say? Well, they got me. This is it, all right. You nailed me. You got me dead to rights here. Now, all these folks who declined to comment on the specifics, but vowed that the AG would fight the charges vigorously and assiduously. Now, a number of legal analysts note that mortgage fraud cases often hinge on intent, and proving that James deliberately misrepresented facts could be an uphill battle. She didn't care about that uphill battle with Trump. Who knows? Maybe she'll get Judge Engeron, right? And they need airtight documentation. They're fine. Now, the public reaction, as seen on various social media platforms like X, is predictably polarized, as you can imagine. Conservative voices have seized on the referral, with the users suggesting and detailing the allegations, and most importantly, this is important, calling for James's immediate removal. People are saying she's been caught red-handed and now she'll face the music. And, meanwhile, progressive lefties frame the referral as, of course, an abuse of power and excess, with some questioning why Trump's own financial dealings haven't faced similar scrutiny under his administration. I mean, are these children here? The hashtag Tish James, Octothorpe Tish James, has trended with thousands of posts debating her guilt or whatever. Now, the broader implications of this is even more interesting. The broader implications of this scandal are staggering. See, James, of course, is a trailblazer. As New York's first black and female attorney general, has been a thorn in Trump's side since taking her office in 2019, and her investigations into his business practices, charitable foundation, and associations have yielded significant results. Well, and this ginned the system, of course, including the dissolution of the Trump Foundation and the civil fraud judgment. Now, if the allegations stick, her credibility could be irreparably damaged, potentially derailing her political ambitions and weakening the Democratic Party's influence in New York. Now, conversely, if the referral is perceived as politically driven, as some kind of overreach, it could galvanize opposition to Trump's administration, fueling accusation of authoritarianism and the like. So we'll see. But the Trump administration's aggressive posture adds fuel to the fire, and I love it. Since taking office, President Trump has moved swiftly to reshape the Justice Department, forcing out career officials in dead weight and installing competent loyalists, good loyalists like Attorney General Pam Bondi. Now, the department's recent actions, dismissing corruption charges against Mayor Adams, intervening in January 6 lawsuits, and scrutinizing election tampering convictions, I believe is a complete and totally fair imposition of justice. But to some people, it suggests a pattern of, using federal power to reward allies and punish enemies, and blah, 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 blah. The referral against Tish James fits neatly into this narrative. You see, raising questions about the impartiality of the DOJ under Trump's administration is what they're trying to do. Now, for Tish, the stakes could not be higher. A criminal prosecution, even if unsuccessful, would consume her time and resources, potentially forcing her to step down as AG. Because why? Because she has to ask the question, do I have time to really to dedicate my time and my efforts to the good people of New York, or my own particular travails? And is there a conflict of interest? The DOJ has not yet confirmed whether it will pursue the referral, but resources indicate the preliminary investigations are underway. And if charges are filed, James could face penalties ranging from fines to imprisonment, depending on the severity of the fraud. Her legal team is reportedly preparing a robust and full-throated defense, which is great. They're going to be arguing, of course, as you can well imagine, that the allegations are, they're baseless, and that the Virginia property was purchased lawfully. Nothing's wrong with this. And this business about my father's my husband. I'm like, well. Now, the scandal also underscores the precarious state, ladies and gentlemen, of American politics in 2025. You see, with President Trump back in the White House, the lines between justice and vengeance are, to some people, increasingly blurred. Again, nobody cared about this before. The referral against Tish, whether grounded in evidence or not, signals, to some people, a new era of hardball. Gee, do you think? Where legal battles doubled as political weapons. I know, and we learned well. I know, yeah, Now, for President Trump, it's a chance to settle old scores, to seek justice, and weaken a formidable adversary. What am I saying? And for James, it's a test of resilience in the face of an administration that plays by its own rules and blah, blah, blah. This is so tasty. As the story unfolds, ladies and gentlemen, all eyes will be on the DOJ's next move. The question is, will it pursue a case that could topple one of New York's most powerful Democrats? Yes. Or will it back off, wary of the political fallout? No. Either way, my dear friend, the referral has already achieved one goal. It's put Letitia James on the defensive, forcing her, for the first time in a long time, to fight for her reputation, for her position, for her future, for her political salvation, in a battle that could define her legacy. In a nation, ladies and gentlemen, already fractured by distrust. And the latest chapter in this Trump-James saga is a brutal reminder, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that no one emerges unscathed when power and justice collide. Isn't that beautiful? So we'll see what happens. I love when all of a sudden people say, oh, this is terrible. Where the hell were you before? So my friends, do me a favor. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel. It's critical. Make sure you hit that little button so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And whatever you do, I beg, beseech, import you and ask you, dear friends, to comment as you see fit.